Niger, about 150 million years ago. The fluvial environment pertains to a river delta or floodplain area. This region would have been subject to a humid, tropical climate marked by lush vegetation. Plant life flourished near the ground in areas like river deltas, especially near rivers where greenery was abundant. This setting experienced seasonal rainfall, which may have influenced the migratory routes of dinosaurs. Ouranosaurus, a herbivorous hadrosaur. The most striking characteristic of Ouranosaurus is its prominent sail on the back, which is upheld by long, broad neural spines that extend across its entire rear and tail, resembling those of Spinosaurus, a famous carnivorous dinosaur found in northern Africa. Additionally, it shares similarities with the modern crested chameleon, which features a moderate sail on its back. These elongated neural spines do not closely mimic those of sail-backed synapsids like Dimetrodon from the Permian period, as the supporting spines in synapsids taper off distally. In contrast, in Ouranosaurus, along with the previously mentioned sail-backed reptiles and amphibians, the spines actually thicken distally and flatten out. Furthermore, the posterior spines were interconnected by ossified tendons, which provided additional rigidity to the back. Ultimately, the length of the spines reaches its maximum over the forelimbs. The jaws seem to be controlled by relatively weak muscles. Ouranosaurus featured only small temporal openings located behind the eyes, from which a larger muscle in the head area, possibly associated with jaw movement, was attached to the coronoid process on the lower jawbone. Small rounded horns positioned in front of its eyes distinguished Ouranosaurus as the only known horned ornithopod. The back of the skull was quite narrow and could not make up for the absence of a larger area for jaw muscle attachment, which the openings typically would provide, thus limiting its power and bite strength. A smaller muscle, the musculus depressor mandibuli, responsible for opening the lower jaws, was situated at the back of the skull and connected to a prominently projecting, broad muscle at the rear of its head. Ouranosaurus likely utilized its teeth to grind tough plant material. It has been proposed that its diet consisted of leaves, fruits, and seeds, as chewing would enable the extraction of more energy from high-quality food. Conversely, the wide beak suggests a specialization in consuming large quantities of low-quality fodder. Ouranosaurus was a large dinosaur, measuring 23 to 27 feet long and weighing about 2.4 short tons. Some specimens, classified as holotype and paratype, are thought to be subadult individuals. This dinosaur shows more traits similar to advanced iguanodonts than to primitive ornithopods. Remodeling is evident in the subadult paratype, and its high vascular density and microstructure suggest rapid growth. Faster growth rates are typically found in larger phylogenetic groups, though the exact relationship is unclear. Ouranosaurus is similar in size to the slower-growing Tyrannosaurus, raising the question of whether faster growth is linked to larger body size or if Tyrannosaurus represents the maximum size for slow-growing ornithopods. Ouranosaurus fossils have been found in Africa, but specifically in Niger, Tunisia, and Sudan. The term Ouranosaurus translates to brave lizard in the Tuareg language spoken in Niger, the location where this dinosaur was found. Additionally, it carries a dual significance, as the Tuareg word ourain also denotes the desert monitor lizard. The snout lacked teeth and was encased in a tough sheath during its lifetime, creating a broad beak in conjunction with a similar sheath on the short predentary bone located at the very front of the lower jaws. Nevertheless, following a significant diastema with the beak, there existed large clusters of cheek teeth along the sides of the jaws. The spaces between the crowns of the teeth were occupied by the tips of a second generation of replacement teeth, resulting in a seamless surface. In contrast to some related species, there was an absence of a third generation of erupted teeth. There were 22 tooth positions in both the upper and lower jaws, amounting to a total of 88. Suchomimus, a piscivorous spinosaurid. Suchomimus possessed a skull that resembled that of a crocodile, characterized by a long, low snout and slender jaws created by a forward extension of the foremost snout bones and the rear branch of the maxillae, which is the primary upper jaw bone. The premaxillae featured an upward extension, which separated the maxillae from the bony nostrils. Its jaws contained approximately 122 conical teeth that were pointed yet not overly sharp, curving slightly backward, adorned with fine serrations and wrinkled enamel. The tip of the snout was broadened laterally and bore a terminal rosette of elongated teeth, with 7 on each side in the premaxillae and a similar count in the corresponding section of the lower jaw. Further back, there were at least 22 teeth on each side of the upper jaw in the maxilla, while the entire lower jaw side housed 32 teeth within the dentary bone. Suchomimus possessed a skull that resembled that of a crocodile, characterized by a long, low snout and slender jaws created by a forward extension of the foremost snout bones and the rear branch of the maxillae, which is the primary upper jaw bone. The premaxillae featured an upward extension, which separated the maxillae from the bony nostrils. Its jaws contained approximately 122 conical teeth that were pointed yet not overly sharp, curving slightly backward, adorned with fine serrations and wrinkled enamel. The tip of the snout was broadened laterally and bore a terminal rosette of elongated teeth, with 7 on each side in the premaxillae and a similar count in the corresponding section of the lower jaw. Further back, there were at least 22 teeth on each side of the upper jaw in the maxilla, while the entire lower jaw side housed 32 teeth within the dentary bone. Suchomimus fossils have been found in Africa, but specifically in Niger. The term Suchomimus translates to crocodile mimic. This name comes from the ancient Greek term suchos, meaning crocodile, and mimos, meaning mimic, highlighting the dinosaur's head shape that is similar to that of a crocodile. The specific species name tenerensis is derived from the Tenor Desert in Niger, the location where the fossil was discovered. A British biologist suggested these claws could also scavenge carcasses, though this was criticized due to competition from other predators. A 2005 study indicated that spinosaurid forelimbs were likely used for hunting larger prey, as their snouts couldn't handle significant bending stress. A 2017 review examined their potential roles in digging for water or prey and burrowing for nests. A 2022 study comparing the bone densities of Suchomimus, Beriox, and Spinosaurus revealed that spinosaurids had diverse ecological lifestyles, with Suchomimus better suited for hunting in shallow waters due to its hollow bones, while Beriox and Spinosaurus, with denser bones, could dive and hunt underwater, leading to a more advanced lifestyle. Some of these Ouranosaurs have noticed the Suchomimus and have fled, but the few that haven't seen it have remained, meaning that the Suchomimus will pursue them, lurking and waiting. These Ouranosaurs have not yet seen the Suchomimus, which indicates that it is wading through the water and hiding behind trees, effectively ambushing them. the Suchomimus quietly crept up on an unsuspecting Ouranosaurus, successfully bringing it down after a short chase. This carcass is likely to offer plenty of meat to keep it nourished for several days, perhaps even weeks, illustrating that despite the Suchomimus' ability to take down an Ouranosaurus, these creatures remained a vital component of the ecosystem.